Hey everybody, it's me, it's Brandon. I'm back with another video to show you. This is Pay What You Want. It's called Tahoma. I believe that's how you say it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say that the art purist in me wouldn't really thought much about this cover. It's obviously a hex crawl. The name really doesn't tell me anything. It looks slightly um, kid-like, I guess I should say. But looks can be deceiving. Don't judge a book by its cover, like always, and it is Pay What You Want. So I took a look at it, and I'm pretty impressed. So I'm going to show it to you here. Let's take a look. So they're not really like a cover page, it just goes right into it, introduction, quick overview. So what we have is several things in this product. You've got a point crawl, you've got factions and dungeons. There's a little bit more to that though. So it's a complete point crawl system, it says. You can use each location on its own, or you can link them together using your own map or the suggested one. Again, there's not like some big map. This isn't like a setting that's set down and this is how it all links together. This is something you kind of pull out and place into your world. The locations are stocked with things from this book, but you can use your own enemies and dungeons or just not include any of the discoveries and use the points of interest for travel. Then you've got factions. Collections of monster encounters for an enemy faction for your players. There are loads of encounters you can use to fill dungeons as well as story beats for the faction you can include or replace. This section is the most modular and doesn't depend on anything else. And it's actually, I believe, a smart design choice, which whenever I show it to you, it'll make more sense. You got dungeons, a collection of dungeons with no monsters inside. You say, well, that's not much of a dungeon. What you do is you put the factions in there. There are a lot of different terrain encounters, secrets, traps, and treasures. You will most likely want to know what monsters you want to put in each room or use the faction pages to populate these dungeons. So the first thing we've got, look at this table of contents. This is pretty big here, okay? And it's got the point crawl. It's going to tell you about the time rules, movement, and exploration rules. Now this, I believe this is more for 5th edition. You could always use this with the OSR. There's like a DC check that you have to do here, a survival check. You can work the math and make this into an older school game. So the day is broken up into morning, afternoon, and evening. This means you have 3 actions per day, which can be either moving to a new area or exploring an area. So then it's got the movement rules, things like difficult terrain or a ground that is burdened by treasure will require 2 actions to move to a new connected area. Adverse weather conditions can make it more difficult or impossible to travel from one area or into another area. Then we got the exploration rules. That's where you make your exploration survival check roll. It says a DC of 8 plus the area's level range. On a success, you arrive at the destination. On a failure, you roll on the discovery table associated with the location, exploration, target. You can aim any type of target even if it doesn't exist in a location. For example, you could search for a goblin cave. If you succeed and the cave exists, you arrive at that location. If you succeed and the cave does not exist, you will roll on the discovery table, but become aware of whatever you discover before it impacts you. So that's interesting. So we've got these point crawl connections. You're going to start at the start thing, and then you're going to go, of course, to Disquali, I guess it's called. And then from there, you're going to go maybe the pyramid. You can go wherever you want, really. So here we go. So each one of these, I'm just going to kind of scroll through. You can see how they're all laid out the same. So here's the Nisqually Valley. And it's going to tell you about it. It's got the region information, local factions, Kobold, Steam Cave, Dwarven. Here's the discovery table, such as Ironfur's Cave or the Mud Flats. So we've got that over here on the right side, telling you about the feature, who's the owner, or like in the Mud Flats, there's a chef. He's got fried frog legs, are crunchy and delicious. And then Idea, Eddie is a culinary assassin and can be used in a murder mystery inside the Longmire Resort in a blizzard. And then you've got the Iron Fur's cave. So there you've got a little tiny area map. You've got some characters. You've got some different discovery places there. And then it's like that for every one of them. As you can see, it changes. Here we've got more of a forested valley here. We've got the Tortoise Tower. We've got this Spider's Hollow, the Pyramid Valley. You've got Pyramid Peak, tall rocky mountain shaped like a pyramid. And again, it's got different encounters like the Sphinx Rest or the Serpent Ruins. There's also some characters. Here is Throm. The ogre lives in a small cave that reeks of offal and rotting meat. There's an archaeologist in the area. That's pretty neat. Here's the Tahoma Valley, South Puyallup Valley. I guess I'll say. I'm not going to say those. Once I go GIMP, they make me, yeah, not great. St. Andrews Valley. that one again. Mowitch, just to let you know, this is written by Tyler Monahan. Tyler let you know, here you've got Mowitch with a T, and here you've got Mowitch without a T up at the top, so not throughout it. So it might be a little bit of a typo there, so hopefully you'll get on top of that, fix it. I'm certain you will. So here's Mowitch Lake, here's Spray Falls, Rock Nest, Carbon River. So I mean, look at this already. Look at all these different places. We've got these different encounters, different characters. It goes on. And then we've got the factions. Quick dungeon, refilling the dungeon, use outside of dungeons. And it's all laid out the same for each one. Greenscale kobolds. What's their tactics? What type of events could you come across with them? What people are there, like their leaders or heroes? Their guards, what traps they use, what their rooms are like, what their patrols are like, signs, their boss, and what treasure they may have. And it's like that for all of them. See, Snow Raider Goblins, Seekers of the Way. This is a elemental cult. You've got the Burning Band, a mercenary band led by the wizard Telenor, who is seeking the Sapphire Dragon Mask. I mean, this is all really good stuff. Clan Gloomhammer, the Earth Elemental Cult, Archaeology Society. Again, we had that archaeologist before. Here's a Demon Horde. Of course, that's going to be brutal. Elemental Water Cult, Fire Cult. And then we've got the dungeons. Rules for restocking them. The map, of course. Running it as a mega dungeon. You can string them all together, multiple layers. And, of course, writing your own dungeons. So this is how these are laid out. You got the Steam Caves. It's going to be pretty normally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms. And then you got the Lava Caves, the Mushroom Caves. A lot of caves. Vertical caverns, of course, that's going to be like that with a lot of point crawl. Here's the organic dungeon, a massive lizard whose body is big enough for other creatures to enter. The small creatures maintain the inside and mostly pay no mind to creatures outside. There's the Silver Deep Mine, the Hall of Agriculture, Hall of Industry, the Depths, Pools of Corruption, the Bloody Swamp. Always like swamps. That's probably because of my love of Kroll. I always love that swamp in that movie, as well as Neverending Story. Here's the Molten Heart. And then here's campaign setting for doing even more stuff with this. Towns, neighboring regions, subplots. Here's Legends on the Mountain. It says these legends are all generally common knowledge to people who have lived or grown up in the region. So maybe they're going to point you to some different directions. Here's Big Creek. Here is Stone Garden and the Undergarden. And then you've got a whole thing here of treasure. You got some mundane stuff and then some minor treasure, moderate and major treasure. So yeah, lots of stuff there. Demonic treasures. Here's some player options. Backgrounds as being like a prisoner, being in poverty, a treasure hunter. Some bonds as well with different type of like an ex-cultist or an elf friend, maybe some family. So that's it. So this is, like I said before in the beginning, definitely don't judge a book by its cover. This has got a lot of meat to it. You could pull out anything from this. We'll just take one page. Take this page here, the Ohana Valley, and throw that in your hex crawl. Grab these kobolds here if you need to have, I need to come up with a quick leader for a kobold group, or a hero, or what type of traps they would use, or what their rooms are kind of like. I think this is pretty clever. And yeah, if you check it out, pick it up, send some money their way, let them know what they think. Do a review. This is definitely one of those products you see and you might just let it go completely by without taking a look at it. But look at these products. A lot of them that are pay what you want, you can go back and give them money. It's not like I've got to give them money right up the bat. Look at it, see what you think about it, judge it accordingly. And if you like it, send some money their way. This is good stuff. Just possibly hampered by a cover that might not entice people as much as the insides do. So there's Tahoma. Very cool supplement, really. I mean, it's got everything you want in it. It's a collection, like it says, a collection of tools for running a modular sandbox adventure, which a lot of people do that. So there you go. I hope you are liking my polls. I've been putting polls up every once in a while on the YouTube channel. So check those out. Let me know what you think about the questions that I pose to you, and see what you give me your input on if you want to add to what you chose. And there you go. There's Tahoma. Thanks.